She sacked him! A great bull rush by Chris Jones!
When it gets tough, you know, he's going to be there battling. Players appreciate it.
The Chiefs put the hammer down with a 34-yard touchdown pass! The 10, still not out. Oh, what a run! Out of this world! Falling up the 20, 10, 5, touchdown!
Welcome to this victorious edition of Chiefs Rewind. In literature, you would know elementary, my dear Watson. Well, here it's Watson and Watson. We have got a great show, an exhilarating victory for the Chiefs in a big-time AFC West showdown over the Chargers, 27-24.
Real hero right here, baby. Let's go.
Chiefs. That's my man. White House Wildcat, baby. And gutsy game by him, but Matt McMullen, senior team reporter, joins me now. What a win for the Chiefs, because the Chargers were in control of this game for 2.5 quarters.
I'm so fired up. I mean, what a game from the Chiefs, and this is why we love this team. They never give up. It doesn't matter how ugly it is early on. It doesn't matter how hungry this Chargers squad was coming in here in prime time. Just a bucket of guts for the Chiefs to go out and find a way to win this game. They were not going to lose here tonight on both sides of the ball. That was apparent.
There was a lot of discussion about the Chargers in the offseason. There always is. They're a good team. I mean, and defensively, they are way better than they were a year ago. But so are the Chiefs. No one talked about the Chiefs' defense in the offseason. This game tonight, there were 5 straights when the Chiefs flipped the game. Punt, 99-yard pick six from Jalen Watson. We're going to have him on here in a second. And then punt. This defense is faster, more explosive, and the Chargers now know that.
The Chargers faced 16 third downs in this game, 16 of them. They converted just 5. Incredible stuff on third down for the Chiefs in this game. Chris Jones played absolutely out of his mind. Amazing. I can't wait to go watch the film and see all the plays he was making. The near safety at the goal line, that was huge. He had a sack earlier in the game as well. And consistent pressure from everyone in this game along the defensive line. 8 quarterback hits. That'll work.
8 quarterback hits, but 5 different defensive linemen got hits on Justin Herbert in this game. Mike Dana got the hit that hurt him, legal hit, but Frank Clark got a hit. Carlos Dunlap, you mentioned Chris Jones. Go right on down the line. George Karlaftis almost got a safety. That's another part of this defense, depth and power up front.
And you mentioned Jalen Watson. How incredible was that? We'll talk to him a bit later on. But for a 7th-round pick to make a game-changing play like that, this is why we love this game and love this team.
Let's go to the podium, and here's Big Red.
All right. As far as the injuries go, we've got a couple. Mike Dana strained his calf. And then, I mean, really for the most part, that was it. Hardman hurt his ankle on the one deep one. Scantling had a little bit of a glute. All these guys came back in. Justin Watson on the onside kick hurt his shoulder just a little bit. So, but listen, all in all, great win. For whatever reason, we like to keep it real close with these guys, and they're a heck of a football team. So glad we came out on the right end of it. The crowd was phenomenal. And they just kept bringing it and bringing it. I thought our defense kept bringing it and bringing it, and especially the second half. Everybody, the thing I'm probably most proud of was we all stuck together, and nobody was pointing fingers at each other. And then you have the Watson and Watson thing too. One new player and one young player step up and make huge plays for us. So, and then listen, Boomer got to see his first game in Arrowhead, huh? He's been doing it a couple of years, so I'm glad he's here. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
With regard to Jalen Watson, what told you this kind of thing wasn't too big for him at this point in his career?
Yeah, he had a good camp. You know, you saw him progressively get better during camp. He played obviously at a high level in college, so I mean. Pack there, so he's played against good competition. You know, so I think it was probably Adam most of all just his progress that he made in camp. Good size, can run. You know, you saw that after the interception. That was beautiful. I've got to tell you, I thought our D-line and offensive line battled like crazy. Our defense hit that quarterback, who is a mobile guy and a great player. To where he was a very sore guy by the end of the game. And, I was proud of the guys for that relentless play. Also Clyde, who's on offense. Clyde had some real good yards for us. Smart at the end. He went down there, So although there was a penalty on the play. Anyways.
That play was pretty pivotal, the one from Jalen. I mean, how much did you feel the game changed on that? And you get to talk.
Yeah, well, it was big. I mean, you're down. I mean, they get another score. What are they, 24? Yeah, so, I mean, that was important. Big play. Big play.
Relentless, though. Jalen, I was talking with him after. He said he was working at Wendy's 3 years ago, and now he's a player who has a chance at it is on an NFL team and has a huge play like that today. What does that say about his kids' perseverance and determination?
Yeah, no, it's great. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, I mean, he's a heck of a player. So, done well.
So you mentioned turning things around in the second half after a rough start. What was your message to the guys going into halftime?
So I didn't have to say much. I mean, the guys, we felt like we were shooting ourselves in the foot. We had a couple of hiccups on offense. We didn't do the right thing a couple different times, and it cost us in big situations. So we felt like if we could get back on track offensively, eliminate some of the mistakes, we'd be okay. Defensively, Spags just tightened everything up just a bit. The guys started challenging, and it paid off. So he made a few adjustments there.
The momentum shift there on that interception that got overturned on the replay. When you were watching that replay, were you like 100% that's getting overturned, or was it a little nervous?
No, I wasn't. Yeah, I was talking to the official when he was running down the field, so I kind of saw what happened. Yeah.
The Chargers, you guys are prepared for them to go to a lot of fourth downs, right? They ended up being 4 for 4, a couple of them late on the drive. Were you a little bit surprised that they weren't maybe a little bit more aggressive near midfield? Was that out of character for them?
No, listen, that's a little quick. I mean, last year it hurt them. So, I mean, logically, they kind of backed off that. So I'm not questioning that.
No, I'm not questioning.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Prepared for them to do a lot, right?
Yeah, we were ready for that, but it's all right.
Andy, can you explain your reasoning on kicking the field goal on 4th and goal there?
Yeah.
Tied the game. Because we're starting
Yeah.
on 4 yards.
Yeah. I thought at that point, I mean, we had a couple things we liked, but I just said, let's kick it. Let's get points on the board, come out positive. Our defense was rising up, and, I didn't want our offense to have any letdown there if things didn't work out. So, I thought it was important and come out with points there.
Coach, in games like this in the past, it seemed like Patrick would use his legs a little bit more. Do you sense him being a lot more patient?
Yeah, no, he did. He did it when he needed to. The thing he did, he had a couple where he could have gone and he had some nice throws. A couple of those throws were unbelievable that he had. So, but I thought he did a nice job moving up and out in the pocket, which is new as opposed to just flaring out. So he did a good job with that. Good feel in there. But he was completing balls down the field, so that's important. Yeah.
The footwork has been a point of focus for him in off seasons previously. This is a guy that doesn't have a lot to work on. How much improvement have you seen as far as confidence?
Yeah. So those are the things you saw there, right, today. A couple of those, like I said, a couple of those throws were just incredible. Pushing up and throwing through traffic and getting his body in the right position. The ball didn't sail on him. Sometimes when your feet get out of whack, you lose your core there and the ball will sail. He kept all that intact on the move. So it was impressive. And I know he works. As quarterbacks, it's like being a farmer, right? The work's never over. You just keep working on something. So all the way through your career. And when you stop, that's when it goes downhill real fast. So he's relentless with that stuff, and he always wants to know what he can do to be better.
Coach, you touched on it, but can you talk about your offensive tackles against those great defensive ends they've got?
Yeah, so those two ends are special that they have. We were able to get a little bit of the run game going early and kind of move things around just a bit. I think that possibly helped. And then our guys just bared down, and I thought did a nice job with it as the game went on, particularly the second half. It seemed to get a little bit better. So.
All right, thank you.
All right, good, thank you.
Well, welcome back. There's a lot of excitement here. There was in the stadium, man. This place was on fire tonight. Chiefs win at 27-24. Haven't talked offense yet. Not a glitzy number night like the Week 1 victory over the Cardinals, but effective and toughness. This was an offense against a great defense, and this group showed some resiliency on offense.
Yeah, give the Chargers credit defensively. Their pass rush is relentless. I mean, it was as advertised. They were in the backfield all night long. So give the Chiefs credit for powering through that and fighting through that. Against the Cardinals last week, everything was on schedule. Everything was perfect, right? That's not always going to be the case. It wasn't the case tonight against the Chargers, but the Chiefs showed they can still score and move the football, even if there's guys in the backfield. How about Justin Watson's touchdown in this one? One of the biggest plays in the game, a 41-yard touchdown. At that point, it was 17-7 Chargers. It's 3rd and long, all right? If the Chiefs don't convert that, this is a major time in this game where all of a sudden things are not looking good momentum-wise, but Justin Watson hauls in a 41-yard touchdown, turns around, J.C. Jackson puts him on skates, and for Patrick Mahomes to find his way in the pocket and find Watson deep downfield for that touchdown, one of the plays of the game.
Let's talk about Clyde Edwards-Helaire here. In the 4-minute offense late, a 52-yard run, slides down on his hip to stay in bounds to keep the clock moving. They work on this every week. But Clyde tonight set the tone again. Early on, screenplay was big, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire is playing with confidence.
Remember several years ago against the Broncos on Monday night, they scored a touchdown at the end. He didn't slide, and the Broncos ended up losing that game. Well, for Clyde Edwards-Helaire to slide inbounds, to not try to bounce it inside, not trying to fight for any extra yards, and to not go out of bounds, that's a huge play in this game. What a night for him. He has 8 carries for 74 yards. That 52-yarder was the longest rush of his career, and what a time for it.
And let's don't forget about Patrick Mahomes. His play to McKinnon for the first touchdown is ridiculous. Again, not a big numbers night for Patrick, but he doesn't care. He just gutted this one out. Also blitz pickups. Isaiah Pacheco on the 30-yarder to McCole Hardman, and then McKinnon on the blitz pickup on the touchdown to Justin Watson. Little things that add up. Let's go back to the podium. Again, a Chiefs victory tonight.
So we knew they liked to throw switch routes in the high red. So me and Justin, we worked together. The ball just ended up in my chest, and I took it home. It was a surreal feeling. I'm just so grateful and blessed to be in this position. And I didn't even know what to do when I got in the end zone. That's why everyone seen me just standing there. But it's a moment I'll never forget.
Jalen, can you go over your past of working in a Wendy's with your mom and obviously worlds away from this?
Yeah, just a very resilient person. I've always been working for what I had. I was never given anything, and I think that gave me an edge on the football field as well. So I just try to carry that edge, show some hunger, show some anger on the football field, and let it out on the opponents.
Jay, when did you find out that you were going to start this game? And just what sort of reaction did you have?
Monday morning. And it's really, in this game of football, injuries happen. So everyone works hard. That's why it's so important to have a deep roster. And this year, fortunately, we have great draft picks. And I've just been working my butt off. And if a time came where someone went down, I was going to be ready and prepared. And that's what happened.
Can you sort of explain or give us an idea of what it's like to be Mike Williams, someone out tall, athletic, and fast he is?
Yeah, he's a big receiver, big body receiver. If a ball is in the vicinity, he's going to catch it. Him and Justin have a great connection, but it was fun. It was great competition. I look forward to playing them again.
Jalen, how much family did you have here? Did your boss at Wendy's show up here? Your mom? Was she here tonight?
Yes, my mom showed up, not my boss at Wendy's. But, yeah, I had about 10 people come to the game. So it was a great game for them to come to.
You've talked before about your mom supporting you and how much that meant, especially during that time. I mean, is that something that comes to mind again on a night like this that's special in your life?
Yeah, I mean, every time I step on the field, I'm just super thankful, super blessed to even be in this position that the Chiefs took a shot on me, and I'm super appreciative of that. So I try to take advantage of every opportunity I'm given.
You mentioned that you ran away with the pick, and you kind of stopped in the end zone and just looked up, and I imagine that was hindsight, what's going through your mind as you're looking at all these fans and what you just accomplished?
I don't know. I don't even remember what happened at the moment. It was just all so surreal. I was just super thankful.
When you get that ball,
whoa,
right, and pretty much the only person who's going to attack you is the quarterback, right?
Yep.
So take us through the actual run back part of it, and you don't want to get tackled by the quarterback, obviously, right?
Yeah, we have a rule. DBs, you can never get tackled by the quarterback. So that was my first job, making a move on him, then just trying to race to the end zone.
How did it feel like Jeff Bedlis in the building, all the guys at the Amazon game, Paul Rudd, Eric Stone? There's a million stars, but you kind of stole the show tonight.
Oh, thank you. It was a great feeling, man. I'm just, like I said, again and again and again, I'm just thankful.
Jalen, have you looked at your cell phone yet? I'm just wondering if there's any
It's in my pocket and it won't stop going off, actually.
Yeah, talk about your resiliency. Were you going to go to SC from Ventura College?
Yeah, I was.
How'd that happen? How'd that unfold?
It was a grade problem. Couldn't get in because my classes weren't transferable there.
What prepared you, or what do you feel like training camp prepared you most to perform this well this early in the season?
I'm being in shape. I really and truly feel like we worked the hardest out of anybody, and we have a plethora of receivers, different kind of receivers, so I didn't guard it many types of different receivers that give you different work, from Scott to Juju to MVS to even Trav. So coaches did a great job preparing us, and I feel like if I could hold my own against some of my teammates, I can hold my own against anybody.
What did it feel like just going to bed last night and getting up today, knowing this was going to be in front of you against this quarterback on this stage? I mean, how did you process that, and what sort of emotion was that for you to handle?
I woke up knowing I was going to get a pick, honestly. I just knew, being a seventh rounder, having my first start, I was going to get tested a lot and early, and I just felt I was going to get one today, and that's what happened.
So when it came, it was just like no surprise, huh? You were just there?
No, I was surprised, but I still knew I was going to get one, but I was super surprised when it happened.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Yep. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much the first half we were trying to protect, get the ball out fast and do stuff like that. I just felt in the second half we trusted in our O-line. We gave them a few chips, a few receivers hitting, tight ends, kind of doing stuff to help them out. I thought they did a great job of giving me that time, enough time to make those throws. But that's a great defense, and I thought we battled and found a way to get the win.
Patrick, games changed just like that, and that's what the case was today. Just your reaction when you saw that, and just how ecstatic you guys were.
Yeah, I mean, we just hung around. I think that's the biggest thing. The defense kept us in the game. Our offense, we didn't play our best football. And I think the defense, that was huge for them to keep us in that game, make some plays, get points on the board, and then just give us a chance. And I think with a young defense like that, to see that this early in the season, I think that's going to carry us the rest of the way.
After a big game like this, the touchdowns tonight were scored by Jalen Watson, Justin Watson, and Jarrett McKinnon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that says something about you guys as a team with maybe some backup guys who were stars?
Yeah, I think that's what we said going into camp. It's going to be everybody. It's not going to be one guy. Justin Watson came in when McCullen was a little banged up, and he got McCullen's route, and he won against a Pro Bowl All-Pro corner. And so for guys like that to make their imprint on the game, that'll help us out as we get into these tough games like this. That we can get touchdowns and stuff like that from everybody.
Patrick, you mentioned the offense not playing its best. You guys as a team obviously had some stretches where offensively and defensively didn't play your best. Is that a quality that you feel like past teams have had? Does it carry over year to year? Is that something you learned about?
I think it was something where we've had guys that have been in big games, so we know how to not let it overwhelm you, not let the moment of when it's not going well, like just change it. And I mean, when you get down 10-0 and 17-7 against a great football team like that, sometimes it can get away from you. But I think guys kept it in perspective. We scored when we needed to score. And I'll just keep reiterating, I'm so proud of those young guys on the defense, man. Like, you just don't know until you get in these situations. And some games like that where the offense played like we did today, because we didn't play our best football, a lot of times we lose those games. And for the defense to keep us around, it's a big step, I think, in the right direction.
Patrick, what did you see from Jalen Watson in camp that would have told you he'd be ready for this? And after that, can you just elaborate on the meaning of that play and what you saw?
Yeah, first off, he's confident. I mean, that's big on your corner because, I mean, you're going to get beat sometimes and you're going to have to step back up. it's very hard to throw go routes on him. I mean, I know Mike made a great play on that one where he kind of one-handed it and got it back up. But he's a big, tall corner, physical, gets his hands on you, but he's fast enough to run. He's someone has made plays. I mean, whenever his number's been called, he's made plays. And I think in the end, he has the right birthday. His birthday is September 17th. So I think that works well for him, too.
Did you get specifically to him after the game?
Yeah, I talked to him, and I'm having a little birthday party on Saturday, so I said it's his birthday party now because of the way he played.
You faced defenses like this before, and you've been a lot more mobile than you were today. You feel like you're trying to be more patient?
Yeah, I mean, I try to trust in the offensive line. I think they did a great job, and there was times where I was going to run and guys popped open. I think the one that Trav, I was getting out, I was thinking about running, and Trav was wide open. We got to work on him going straight sometimes. I know he usually makes guys miss, but just turn and go straight and then get in the end zone. The one to Watson, same thing. I was scrambling, about to get ready to scramble. Guy got open. And then the one down in the red zone. I mean, a lot of big plays happen where I was getting ready to scramble and run and do stuff like that. But, I mean, defenses know. I mean, they know that I can run as a quarterback, not a running quarterback. I can run as a quarterback. And so they account for that, and they do stuff, and they have guys that are ready to come up and make plays happen. And whenever it's there, I'll take it. But if there's guys on the field, I'm going to get it to those fast guys and let them make plays.
Is it relief when an interception that looks the way it does everybody and then it gets overturned? And is it somewhat more satisfying when you make the defense pay on the drive of the touchdown?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I'm living right because I had a couple interceptions that got called with flags because, I mean, there was flags, and then that one got overturned when it hit the ground. Whenever you get that second opportunity where you're going to go back out there, and they'd had the ball 17-7 with the ball already in the red zone, and getting another opportunity to go back out there and score, you have to capitalize on it when you're playing great football teams. It was a great job as an offense that we found a way to score on that drive. I just got to stop giving them even chances. I mean, it's just too close sometimes, and I want to make sure I get better at that.
We talked about it last week in Phoenix, but when you look at this being a division game, they beat you all here the last 2 years at home. What's the biggest takeaway in the manner that you all came back and carried that over to Indianapolis?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they beat us the last 2 years, but the starters didn't play on one of them. They beat us last year at home, which is a big game, week 2. It kind of made us kind of go into a bad spot where we kind of lost a few more games, I think. And I think this year we found a way to win it. That's going to be a team that's going to be in the playoff picture. I mean, it's a team that has a chance. They're Super Bowl contenders. They have a great defense, great offense, great special teams. So to find a way to win and keep that home field advantage, I think it was huge, and it'll be something that we look back on at the end of the season and say that was a big win for us.
Patrick, that first touchdown when you okey-doke tranquil and then you pump fake to get the defender's hands up and then slide it between two. How much of that is just instinct, and how much of that is you, are you out there thinking through that play, or how much of that is just you reacting and making plays?
Yeah, when I was scrambling to the right, I think I can't remember who it was. I was about to throw it and it closed, and then I put my head down. I was getting ready to run, and I broke the tackle from Tranquil, and just out of the corner of my eye, I saw red just pop across the thing, and so I was just trying to find a way to get it to Jarek, and I think those guys do a great job of it. I mean, all the guys are great on that scramble drill. We work on it, and I gave it to him. He ran tough, got in the end zone, and it was a big play in the game.
Pete, I know you mentioned some of the offensive struggles, but the point of focus for you has been the pocket and the footwork, and it just seems like you're a lot more confident maybe than year over year. Just how much more comfortable you're feeling footwork-wise in the pocket as you go here?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I could have been better today, I think. I was better last week than I was this week. So even with this long weekend, I know it's still early in the season. I'll probably go back and work on that. You just can't lose it whenever you're playing against a good pass rush. I think that's when you have to be the best at it. And they were obviously doing some games, and they have guys that are going to win. I mean, they're some of the best pass rushers in the league, so they're going to win sometimes. But I have to keep trusting the offensive line. I thought they did a great job of battling the entire game and giving me enough time to make the throws when I needed to.
Gotcha. 2 games in 5 days. Just how much of a relief is it to get through it with both wins in hand? And then looking forward now, how fortunate are you to get that little rest that you never really see?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough. I felt like it was tougher just this year because especially with new guys, you kind of need that week to prepare and get that game plan in because you're trying to add a lot of different stuff. And when it's later in the season, you can go back and pull from plays that you've ran already. And to be early in the season and have to throw in a whole new game plan on a short week like that, I thought the guys accepted the challenge. We had a couple miscues here and there. I think that's what hurt us in the first half a lot. But I thought the guys stepped up when we needed to, and glad we get this break now, and then we can kind of get back in the normal flow of things.
Last one. You mentioned the interception that got overturned. First, take us through the play, and then what were your thoughts as you were watching the replay? How confident were you that they were going to overturn it?
I mean, you never know. I mean, I think that you saw the ball hit the ground. You saw a little bit of movement. But they have been a little bit more lenient on letting the ball move, and if the guy gets his hands underneath it. So you hope that it's called an overturn, obviously. But on the play, they got me. I mean, they were all game. They were playing one coverage, and out of nowhere, they threw me with a shell coverage with the corner who had been playing, just kind of getting out of there the whole time. He dropped down and played cover 2, and so it got me. I mean, I don't throw it just straight to guys most times, and so, but got lucky enough that it bounced around, hit the ground, and I was able to get another chance at it. I'm sure PFF will have me with a low grade for that, but I'll keep it rolling.
All right, thank you. Chiefs win it 27-24. The play of the game, a 99-yard pick six by this young man, Jalen Watson. Walk us through the play, because it was a matter of being alert and resilient.
Yeah, so they're in a condensed split in the end zone. Coaches did a great job preparing us. I knew they were going to do switch routes, so me and Andy Reid talked to each other. I told them, let's switch. If his man goes out and my man goes in, that's exactly what they did, and the ball was just in my chest, and the rest was history.
Well, let's talk about the run here. Were you thinking, I'm going to the house with this?
No, I knew I was going to the house. If I'm catching the ball, going out of the end zone, you should go to the house. Just don't let the quarterback tackle you.
You didn't. Amazing story here. You went from the year that you had to cook hamburgers in Augusta, Georgia. You played juke for a year. You go to Wazoo and blow it up. As a 7th-round pick, you make one of the biggest plays in the NFL in the first 2 weeks. What about that path and getting here and seizing the moment?
Just super thankful and blessed, man. Without God, I wouldn't be here today, so I just give him all the praise.
But it's like this isn't too big for you, and yet you're not cocky. So what has it that you had that have built this up to become an effective NFL player right out of the gate?
With the cornerback position, I feel it's just confidence. Always be confident in yourself. And I feel like I put the work in. I deserve to be here. So when someone's lined up across me, they're going to have to show me that they're the better man.
Now, you know how hard the Chiefs work, the whole work to win. How much did training camp and OTAs and the mandatory minicamp pay off for your defense tonight?
Super. Like I said earlier, I feel like we work the hardest out of any team in the league. And that prepares us for these long, hard, close games, gives us edge, and that's what we use to push through and win close games, and that's what makes great teams.
Again, Jalen Watson, hero of this game with a 99-yard pick six. What did you guys talk about as a defense? Because early on, right, on our heels, but you guys just kept chopping wood. What was the discussion there to get the game flipped?
Don't point fingers. Everybody just keep fighting, take it play by play. We knew the offense was going to catch the groove eventually, and that's what happened. We made a big play and got the dub.
This rookie class, I've told people you'd hire every one of them to come work for you. What about the rookie class and how we saw Holthus get a hit tonight? We saw Sky Moore in the punt returns. Just about as a group, how much are you guys growing in a hurry?
I think we're going pretty fast. We know we came in on a mission. They put their trust in us, had a huge draft class, so we're going to have to step up early and make plays, and that's what we plan on continue doing.
What about the energy in this building tonight, and how much did that help you guys throughout the evening?
Man, Chiefs Kingdom is the greatest thing on earth. I mean, they just give me so much energy and extra stamina when I'm tired. I have to talk to myself, and I hear the crowd going, and it just give me a huge boost of energy. I love playing here. Never played in anything like it, and it was a great first night to play in it.
Jalen Watson, hero tonight, the 99-yard pick six. Just keep rolling, man. Keep stacking them up.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good one.
All right, Chiefs win it 27-24.
Play was in the game, the way things were going, and making that play at that moment.
That's a big-time play right there. Thursday night football, 99 or 98?
99.
That's impressive. For a rookie, that's impressive. Kudos to him, man. Those are hard to come by, 99 yards. Damn, I didn't know it was 99. Man, that's impressive.
Did you feel it turned the game a little, too, with them knocking on the door like that?
Yeah, it was a big play. I think that was in the goal, in the red zone. And for that to happen, that changed the whole dynamic of the game.
A lot of guys in the locker room said that they felt your Chiefs were the better conditioned team. I don't know if you felt that same way in the trenches, and if that's the case, how did it sort of help you maybe individually in the second half?
I think it all goes back to training camp. I mean, the way we practice, how we practice, the conditioning work, the amount of plays, it's accumulation of training camp, the grind. And when you go through the season, games like this, it's easy. It's easy. It's very easy. The way Coach Reid does things, it makes it easier for us during the season. So a game like this, we've had back-to-back days like this in training camp. So, you know, when you take that in hindsight, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Chris, 2 sacks today, just overall, assess your personal performance, how you're able to affect Justin Herbert out there.
Defensive line, man. Defensive line. Defense playing lights out. The back end, stand over the top of guys, playing man-tight coverage. The defensive line framed me up to get one-on-ones, and that's what I'm here for, to win my one-on-one matchups.
Chris, last week you gave the defense a C+ against the Cardinals. 4 days later, 5 days later, what kind of grade do you give your effort today?
A B-. We can still be better, you know?
What was it like battling Zion up there at 77?
It was okay.
What about your outfit? What would you give that?
Oh, you like the swagger. This is what I do. This is what I do. Hey, listen, I was headed to Miami right after this, if the body is right. So, listen, I'm ready to get off. Yeah, that's another time.
You guys, it was later in the game, you guys, the Chargers close to their own end zone, and it seemed like at that point, you guys were really feeding off the crowd noise, and I know that you like to really interact with the fans. Just how much really energy were you getting off the crowd at that point?
I mean, Arrowhead Stadium, one of the best stadiums. We got the best fans. Anytime we play in this stadium, we know it's a standard that we have to play to. And the fans going crazy. It gives us that extra energy that we need to dig deeper to make a play in those critical situations. So I love you, Chiefs Kingdom.
With the second half adjustments, you know, what to you was kind of the big shift? Was there any point in the momentum or any adjustments you made in the second half that you felt like kind of turned the switch a little bit?
I can't tell you the adjustments, but I can say we all just came together. We didn't point fingers. We knew we was going to face adversity along the way. We built a little character along the way, and we was able to win the game. Y'all take care.
Chiefs win at 27-24 in a game that will be known as the Watson and Watson game. Jalen Watson with a 99-yard pick six, and this young guy with a 41-yard touchdown when the Chiefs needed it the most. Walk through that play for us.
Well, first I got to give Jalen a shout out. So I've been messing with him. You know, we're both J-Watt our whole life, and so I said he's got to earn those last 2 letters. He's just been JW so far through camp. So I think he finally earned those last 2 letters. He's J-Watt now. We can have 2 J-Watts. So a huge shout out to him. But man, it was just a ton of fun. You know, I was saying earlier, 2 years ago I had an out route against the Chargers, same side of the field, and they were sitting on the out routes all day, and they ended up taking one to the house, and I wanted to run the double move. And so I was telling our receiver coach that this week, man, if I get that route, I know exactly how I want to run it. And so as fortune happens, McMullen had to come out for a play, got tired. I went in, got the play, and Pat delivered a strike for a touchdown.
So exciting. The whole J-Watt thing, is he going to have to pay you? It's like a jersey. Is he going to have to pay you for being J-Watt 2.0?
That's going to be a new conversation to have, you know, because up to this point it's just been JW. So if any royalties he gets for J-Watt, I'm going to have to get a cut for that.
Let's talk about just keeping in this game, because the Chargers were in control. You get the touchdown drive, but it was earning everything tonight. What about that and just staying on it?
Yeah, you know, everywhere in this building it says the standard is winning. You know, this is a championship organization. The expectation's to win. And when you have a guy like Pat Mahomes leading you, you always feel like you have a chance. So, you know, we didn't blink. Our defense came up huge and all night, really. So that's why football's a great game. You know, sometimes it's the offense putting up 40 points. Sometimes it's the defense coming up huge, and tonight it was the defense.
One Jay Watts from Washington State. The other one's from Penn. Looked like you're running the Penn relays in the 41-yard touchdown pass. But just the fact that preparing, you talk about this as an organization with a winning culture. How much did your preparation, personally and as a team, going all the way back to spring and summer and training camp, help you win this game?
Yeah, well, the first person, I got to give a huge shout out to Tiffany Morton, one of our athletic trainers. I came up with an injury last week, and I was probably questionable at one point this week. And so she's the one who was working with me as soon as the game ended last Sunday up until kickoff today to get me confident, to get me ready to play in this game. So without her, there is no me playing in this game. There is no touchdown. So it is an organization thing. But like you said, it's the first time I've run that route in a game with this organization, but we've run that route dozens of times, from Texas to OTAs to training camp. So, Coach Reid's method works. I felt very prepared to run that route today.
How much of that route did you put in with Patrick back in Texas, or it was just sitting there waiting for you?
With a guy like Pat, he sees everything. So every time I ran that route, he'd give me a little coaching point, Normally I'd take a couple steps to the out, but he said, hey, if he's biting hard, just one step and then go. So it was awesome to see that preparation come in today for a touchdown.
Let's go back to Tiffany Morton, Rick Burkholder, and Seth. This was a short week. You've been in this league a while. These Sunday to Thursday turnarounds, particularly with a chest injury on Sunday, how did you get yourself ready to play?
Just trusting in those guys. It was a lot of early mornings and late nights for all of us, but it was worth it. So just thankful to be in such a great organization from the top down. Everything here is championship caliber, and that definitely includes our training staff.
And what about now having a little bit of mini bye week after this win?
Much needed. I think a lot of us, going to have some time to enjoy and relax. My wife is here, my parents are here, so we're going to enjoy that together and get healthy for next week.
Patrick even asked back in Texas in April, who's 84? Who is this guy? Now we know Justin Watson. Well done, my friend.
Thank you.
Justin Watson, 41-yard touchdown pass in this game. Chiefs win it 27-24. All right, the Chiefs get the victory 27-24 over the Chargers. Huge AFC West showdown. Good thing about Thursday night football, a little mini bye week coming up for the Chiefs. But let's talk special teams here, because with no Harrison Butker, it was Matt Amendola, Oklahoma State Cowboy. Chiefs didn't miss didn't miss at all. They didn't miss it in the kicking game.
Yeah, you worry when you bring a guy in the middle of the week. Is this going to be a situation where he's put in a major pressure situation at some point, and he just got here? What can you expect from him? Well, good for Matt Amendola, especially that field goal at the end. There's a lot of pressure there. You have to make that kick, or it's still a one-score game, but no problem at all. Ice in his veins, made the kick. Credit to Dave Tobe and Brett Veach knowing about Matt Amendola, having him on that list, that short list. So when Harrison Butker got hurt, they got him in the building, and good for him. Solid night here tonight, no mistakes.
Big game here for Brett Veach and his staff. These rookies, the free agents, all showing up tonight, and then to find Amendola. But let's also talk about Noah Gray recovering that onside kicker. This show might be very different. But a big-time play by Noah Gray to jump on that football and seal the game.
Those are the moments where games are won and lost. Who's prepared for that moment? And good for Noah Gray. I mean, it's the scariest play in all of sports. I mean, the ball's coming your way. You have to make sure you wrap it up. You don't want to be the reason that you lose the game. And for him to make sure he got the football, the Chiefs got the victory, he'll be sleeping well tonight.
The other part of this is conditioning. The Chiefs with a better conditioned team. We know about their preparation in the summer, and at training camp, it showed up tonight.
Oh, yeah, we were ambushed early in this game, let's be honest. The Chargers were hungry in this one. They were not taking any prisoners early on, but the Chiefs just kept grinding, just kept going, kept powering through, and eventually they found a way in this game. Whenever the Chargers gave them a little bit of hope, the Chiefs took it, and Jalen Watson's interception is the best example of that. But over and over again, whenever the Chargers gave us an inch, we took a mile.
As we close, the Chiefs are 18-3 in September the last 6 years, 32-5 against the division the last 3 years. And Patrick Mahomes, we talked about how good he is in week 1, home openers. He's 5-0. Chiefs win it 27-24 over the Chargers. Enjoy the rest of your mini bye week and watch the rest of the league slug it out.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by Community America Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.